Hey everyone, Ash here. Just a heads up, this video will contain spoilers for Power Ranger Beast Morphers Season 2, so if you don't want to be spoiled, click away right now because these episodes, as of recording this video, have yet to air in the US. So if you don't want to be spoiled, click away right now because things are gonna get big. Anyway guys, with that said, enjoy the review and I hope you guys stick around for the video. Scruzzle, we have to cook. Cook monsters, that is. So today's episode was called Making Bad, and I'm really excited for the sequel episode called Radbug, where 7 years later we're going to get a sequel or a finale to one of the characters, and it's going to be 7+ years later, so some of the actors won't look the same in flashback land, and you're going to get a BuzzFeed article telling you why they don't look the same, because time is a thing and people get old and they change and stuff like that. So I'm really excited for that sequel later down the line that we'll be getting. But aside from that, let's talk about the actual episode, Making Bad. Now, this episode, Making Bad, I have very, very mixed feelings about this episode. I mean, I enjoyed it, but in a way it's so bad it's good. But this episode does tie into the Dino Team Up special we'll be getting tomorrow, eventually, who knows, because a lot of people are upset that the Dino Team Up's only one episode, but we've had episodes leading into the big Jason return, and this is one of those episodes, because I should give you a little quick reminder. So the title of this episode was leaked ages ago with the production number 22, so a lot of people thought it would be a Halloween episode or something like that because of the title description and stuff like that, but actually the production order was episode 22, but the air date order is episode 14, 13, whatever you want to call it. They're airing out of order and people are getting mad at me in the comment section, but it is what it is. So the whole premise of this episode is a clip show, but it's done in a really weird way, but it's done in the perspective of the bad guys, where like Dawson Ryder summed it up really well. Like, this is like Legacy of Power but for the bad guys. But we'll get into this episode right now because things are weird. So it picks up where we last left off, where all the bad guys are hanging out in the crystal dimension, and Scruzzle has been stealing diamonds because he's gonna cook them or something. I don't know, I've made enough Breaking Bad references. But so Scruzzle's got diamonds, and it's like, hey, we can bring back one monster from Ryjack's collection and they can be supercharged and power up. So they all have a decision on who they're going to bring back, and then they say, hey, this is such and such, they were the enemies of these Power Rangers and they did this and they did that. But I'll go down a full list of the bad guys we see in this clip show because they are some very, very memorable ones, but it's the clip shows that we have to talk about. Everyone's talking about them on Twitter, everyone's talking about them in their YouTube reviews. Now it's my turn because oh boy, there's a lot to say about these like clip shows we see, because I don't know what happened behind the scenes. Well, I kind of know what happened behind the scenes, guessing with how TV broadcast works and paying actor rights and stuff like that. So we'll get into that in a bit. So we'll go over the bad guys they brought up in this episode. So the characters the villains go over in the clip show, which one they want to bring back, is Korag, Astromina, Lord Zed, Psycho Red, and Goldar. Now the first two, the bad guys get into a bit of an argument because they're like, hey, they turned good in the end, and stuff like that. And Lord Zed, they were like, well, we can't bring back Lord Zed because he'll probably betray us because he betrayed King Mondo. Psycho Red, their reasoning for bringing him back is because he was too lustful for revenge and he drove himself to destruction because he wanted to destroy Red Rangers. And then Goldar's Goldar, they gotta bring him back due to the Sentai footage and using the Neo Gryphosaur suit. Now, they could have made a totally new original villain, but it's cool that we're getting back Goldar, and I was kind of right with one of my predictions that I made months ago with how they'll bring back Goldar, because I did say, hey, maybe someone will revive Goldar, and that's what they did. They brought back Goldar back from wherever he was, the Shadow Realm. I don't know where Power Ranger characters go when they die. The Shadow Realm. They sent him to the Shadow Realm. So I have to get into the elephant in the room with this clip show, and that is the characters in the clip show are dubbed over. Now, I don't know why they were dubbed over. No one really knows. My reasoning or my guess is because of residuals, and they have to pay the actors and stuff like that to use their face and their voice, so they just dub it over. A lot of people are saying it's because these old episodes have music in the scene and they can't really edit around it because they probably don't have the old audio masters anymore because it's years ago. Lots of speculation, lots of reasoning, but the voiceovers they get are so weird, like so crazy. So Korag, I think it's his original actor because they're New Zealand actors, they're nearby, they're local, maybe they can pay him. Astrometer, Andros, like anyone from the Saban era is dubbed over. Some of them good, some of them really bad. One of them being is most of those characters. Now, I'm not going to shit on the voice actor work in this episode because they got to work with what they've got. They've got to work with whatever references or impressions they can do of the characters. Not everyone's going to do their best Robert Axel Ford impression. No one's going to do their best Christopher Kamen Lee impression, yada 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 and stuff like that. But they are so weird to me, and it's only because I grew up with the voices and I know what they sound like, so they are going to sound off-putting to me and a bunch of other people. Like, the Goldar, the Goldar impression was just someone doing a Fury voice. I think that's who they got for that voice, but the Lord Zed impression, that was weird to hear because it's not Robert, because Robert unfortunately passed away last year, and this was probably filmed ages ago, and they probably weren't able to get him due to his, health at the time. But the Zed impression sounded really weird, and I understand why they wanted to use Zed. It's a legacy character, they've got the prop for the staff and stuff like that, but Zed sounded really weird, and Rita sounded even more weird because I think they were dubbing them over in lines where they don't speak. I'll probably have to go back and play the episode in its entirety. I might make a separate video where I'll have it unmonetized, but I'll play the clip comparing the voices or comparing the lines, because I think some of the characters speak when they don't even have a line in that clip, if I remember correctly. But yeah, stuff like that. So they sound really weird, especially the guy who voiced Andros, because there's this one scene where he's crying over Corone and his voice sounds really high pitched, like a teenager hitting puberty. And then when they have the fight with the Psycho Rangers, this weird Canadian accent slips out, and it's really if you hear it, you hear this weird Canadian accent coming out of Andros, and it sounds really weird. If I can slip in a clip, I'll slip in a clip in editing, but oh, sounded so weird. I don't know what to say, but it just sounded really weird. Psycho Red sounded alright. If they put a voice filter over it, no one would be able to tell the difference, but people would have been able to know that it's not Patrick doing the voice. So that it is what it is. I've gone over these voices long enough, just looking at them. But yeah, like, the voices aren't the voices we knew, because like I said, production-wise, money-wise, maybe, like, this episode was called episode 22 production-wise, so maybe they filmed it last, like, months, like, days or weeks before production wrapped up for Beast Morphers. It was the last episode they did ADR-wise, because Blaze and Roxy are in their suits the entire episode, so maybe this episode was done ADR-wise last, so that's why they had to get all the impressions, like they couldn't get whoever they could find. Maybe tomorrow's episode with Grid Connection we will have Kerrigan as Goldar, who knows, I don't know, I guess we'll find out. Now, aside from that production note, I feel like I should talk about the episode in a whole. So the plot of the episode, like I said, it's a clip show where the bad guys try and decide what villain they want to bring back and make him super powerful. Meanwhile, on the Ranger side of things, they're having a detective case where bad guys or one of the Robotrons is stealing diamonds, and they're stealing it in alphabetical order. So, I don't know, Albert's diamonds, Brett's diamonds, Cool diamonds, Dave's diamonds. They're not the actual names, but you know what I mean. they're robbing diamond stores to power up the device that Scrozzle uses in this episode. So that's the whole plot. The Rangers, it wasn't the most interesting stuff. I mean, it was a bit of a callback with Ravi being a detective. He's doing his Sherlock Holmes impression, which is always fun to hear Jazz do that. That's a lot of fun hearing him like put on a British accent and do a Sherlock Holmes impression. A lot of fun indeed. So the Rangers, they catch the bad guys. It's probably the least interesting Ranger plot, because I just wanted to see the clip show when I was watching. I was like, ooh, who are they going to talk about next? But I've talked about the clip show long enough. But I should also bring up, like, this episode has the most single greatest moment in the episode. I didn't get it last week, but I got it this week, and that is Scrozzle and Schneider talking to one another, because they're both voiced by Campbell Cooley, both voiced by the same actor, and having them interact with one another and have Schneider insult Scrozzle and nearly take a swing at him, which was a lot of fun. I do enjoy seeing when two characters are voiced by the same people interacting and how they pull it off. In this case, it was done really well, and I had a lot of fun seeing that, because that's all I wanted with those two characters in the same room, them talking to one another and having a conversation, and I'm glad they finally did it. It was a lot of fun seeing that in the episode. But also, we get rid of Sledge and Sledge's crew, because I get the feeling that they don't need them for the Dino Team Up. Maybe they'll bring them back next week and they'll mess up the continuity. Who knows? But in this episode, they're all destroyed. So, Sledge's crew's destroyed. Sledge gets destroyed by the brand new Goldar 2.0, whatever you want to call him. He gets destroyed. So, it's only Schneider and Goldar who are left in this episode due to Sentai reasons. So, yeah, it is what it is. So I kind of guessed that would happen, but I didn't know how they'd do it. But yeah, either way, it's really cool seeing Goldar back in the episode, because they could have made a totally new monster saying this is made from Goldar's DNA. He's called Boulder. But no, that's not the case. It's Goldar. He's brought back. He looks really freaking cool. Like the suit for Neo Gryphosaur or Neo Goldar, whatever you want to call it, that is one of my favorite modern Power Ranger outfits from Super Sentai and stuff like that, because it looks so weird. Like, it looks nothing like Goldar from the TV show, because they don't have the mouth moving, because they barely have outfits like that in Power Rangers anymore. They just have the big giant rubber suit where the mouth won't always move and stuff like that. But that is like one of my favorite suits in Power Rangers that they've done recently. I mean, it's no original Goldar for what it is, but I love it. I love that outfit that Neo Goldar has, and I can't wait to see what happens in the Grid Connection if it airs tomorrow. Who knows, I guess. So yeah, that pretty much sums up my review of Power Ranger Beast Morphers Making Bad. Overall, it's a fun episode. I'll be honest, I didn't like the start of the episode once I figured out it was going to be a clip show. And then when we got to the end, when they bring back Goldar and they're like, oh, we've got plans for you, Goldar, and that's probably going to lead into the Dino Team Up special. My mind quickly changed about the episode. I mean, I had mixed feelings about it, like how the voiceover work was handled, or the dubbing of the old clips was handled, but aside from that, like, it was an okay episode. I mean, not 10 out of 10, just maybe like a 7 out of 10 at least. Like, it had its moments, like if you like fun character interactions, like all the villains talking and stuff like that, trying to decide who they're going to bring back, like, that was a lot of fun. But like I said, overall, fun episode. I enjoyed it quite a fair bit, and I'm excited to see what they'll do next. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow is going to be the Grid Connection. We'll find out. Anyway guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, hit that like button, because hitting the like button helps me out. It puts the video in the algorithm. It helps more Power Ranger fans find the video so they can watch it and enjoy it and all that good stuff. So if you leave a like, it'd be much appreciated, or leave a comment. Do whatever you want to do, because interactions are important with YouTube videos, putting them in the algorithm so more people can find them. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you're brand new here, because I'm seeing a lot of new faces in the comment section. So if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and have a wonderful day. Peace out, take care, all that good stuff. Bye.